Hey there, Clashers. Welcome back. Willie here, and tonight I have some exciting Lalo attacks for Town Hall 11-12 and an attack for Town Hall 13. Those attacks will be coming from a war we did recently. It's just a regular war here in WHF2. But before we get into those attacks, I do want to talk about a few things first. So first of all, something very exciting today. The channel hit 500 subscribers. Feels like I've been waiting on that milestone for a little while. Now we've got the push to 1,000, and I need to be uploading more consistently for you guys. So expect some more videos coming on a regular basis. Hopefully I can get that to happen, and it will be exciting to see how this channel grows from there. And the second thing I want to mention is I had the Willie Gaming Discord server, and I also had a Crimson Alliance Discord server, and they were both kind of a community server. So I've merged the two servers now, and Willie's Crimson Circle is the name of the new server, and that's going to be the Discord server for Willie Gaming from here on out. Now, with that stuff out of the way, let's take a look at some of these attacks. Okay, so here's our war, and as you can see, we won by a slim margin here. And Lalo is something that we don't hear quite as much about now with Town Hall 13 out. Of course, Town Hall 13s do still use Lalo, but not as much. But something that people aren't really thinking about is Lalo was great at Town Hall 11 and Town Hall 12, obviously, and nothing has changed for that. So we are going to take a look at two of the Town Hall 11 attacks, and then two of the Town Hall 12 attacks. And let's start out down here at number 28 with the Town Hall 11s. So, this is As You Wish, and he's coming in with the Queen Charge Lalo, starting with the Queen down here at the south, going to put that Scout Balloon in, and then send the Baby Dragon in to push her in towards the Town Hall. We're also going to see the King come in to help make sure the Queen goes in the right direction and doesn't walk around the outside, and he's also going to drop in a Super Wall Breaker, as we'll see here shortly, with the King to get the King to go in as well and help take out the enemy Queen, the Town Hall, get the CC lured, all that stuff. So there's the King, he is in, and then the Super Wall Breaker is going to come down shortly. So he's getting through that gold mine. He's going to work back towards the Queen. And something else that the Super Wall Breaker helps is that's going to make sure the King doesn't path to where the Queen's actually at and steal the healers off of her. So that may not have been part of the plan, but it helps to keep the healers on the Queen as she continues her way in. So the CC's lured, poisons down, help deal with those balloons and the dragon. Rage is down, keeping the Queen up. She does use her ability there, but gets through the dragon and the Expo. Now she can continue to work in, get the Town Hall taken down, and she's able to reach quite a bit in there. The big thing here is that sweeper, as you're going to see the Lalo come in from this side. It's going to start at 9 and go clockwise around the base. So the Queen's working through the Town Hall now. He is losing a healer to the Archer Tower there. He sends a couple balloons over here. That's going to snipe the Archer Tower over on this side. So there she goes. Queen's working through. Another Rage for the Queen. That's going to keep her alive there. Find some skeleton traps over there. Slammer's coming in now from 9 o'clock. And it's going to be the start of the Lalo. So there's the first Lava Hound. As the sweeper goes down, the Eagle is going to target the Lava Hound next, and the Queen's going to be able to stay alive. She does have to work through that King, and she's going to finish working on the Eagle as well. So there's the rest of the Lalo. Haste spells down, going to push those balloons in, and the Slammer's still looking healthy there. Everything's going nicely here. Finds the Tornado Trap, which is actually in a good spot. It doesn't hurt very many balloons. I think he lost 2 balloons over there. So gets the Tornado out of the way. The Queen did finish up the Eagle Artillery down there. And now he's got a very nice pathing here. Drops the Rage spell as the Slammer pops and puts those max level balloons down onto the base. So there they go, moving right on through. He's got a couple of Wizard Towers left. The Queen's working on one of them now. Single target's not going to be a big deal for these balloons. He does use the Warden's ability there. That's going to keep those balloons alive. And he's got a heal spell. He's going to drop that. That's going to keep this last batch of balloons healthy as they move through the last couple of defenses. So the Queen, she's still over here. She's going to work through that wall, and then she's going to work in here, help get those defenses taken care of. And then after that, it's just a matter of cleanup. He still has a bunch of pups. He's got minions working on the cleanup around the base. So a great Queen Charge Lalo here for the triple. Next up, we have Addicted coming in with another Queen Charge entry, and you're going to see the Queen start down here, and she's going to head in towards the Eagle. You see he's got 8 wall breakers, and of course he's got the 3 rage spells. He's going to use all those on the Queen, and he's going to use the King to help funnel that. So starting off with the King at the south side with the Wizard, working through some of these buildings, and then a balloon and a baby dragon on the other side, getting that funnel set so that the Queen goes in the right direction. So the Queen is in now, and the King's actually working his way back towards the Queen. And he's going to start the healers in here, and the healers actually start going to the King, but the Queen takes damage and the healers do redirect. That could have been huge for this attack in a bad way if the healers had swapped to the King. As you can see, he's got the first layer wall breakers in, second layer broken, and he's still got 3 more wall breakers in the bag. He's going to get the next rage spell down here fairly shortly, and the Queen is going to continue pushing in. And he is trying to get her into the Eagle, so there's the rage spell. And then there's the last batch of wall breakers. They're going to work their way in and then break in at the mortar. So very nice timing there on the wall breakers. Make sure they do get in, and he did get the Queen into the Eagle. So she's going to work through some of those buildings up there, and eventually she's going to head over to the Eagle, get it taken down. He dropped a balloon at the top side. That lured the CC and triggered the tornado trap. So very good value for the lure balloon as well. So there's the rage spell. The Queen's going to take the dragon out, and now she's going to head up to the archer tower and then finally over to the Eagle, get that taken down. She's also going to get a wizard tower and air defense. He's taking out practically half the base with just the Queen Charge entry. So the Lalo is going to start now. He sends in a couple balloons with the Slammer, and he's going to send in a Lava Hound with some balloons in behind up at the top side, and then he's going to send the next group over here on the top left. And there they go. Haste Spell is going to be pushing those balloons into the base, and the Warden is down with the balloons as well. And now everything's going to work towards this group of defenses here. You're going to see the Warden ability, there it is. It's going to keep all those balloons alive as they push through some of these critical defenses here. He's got the Inferno Tower and the Wizard Tower. It does wear off just a little bit early, but he gets the Wizard Tower down, and now they're going to work in, get that Inferno taken care of, and that's pretty much it for the big threats for the balloons. That's all the splash damage down. He does still have an air defense and an X-bow, but they're going to get taken down by the balloons, and that is it for all of the defenses on this base. He worked through all the defenses without popping the Slammer, so the Slammer is going to stay up. It's just a matter of cleanup. Still has his Queen ability after that huge charge, so we will speed up the cleanup, and a great triple here for Addicted. Alright, moving up to Town Hall 12, we've got a really awesome Sui entry here from Chitan. You can see this base has a hole in it right here beside the CC. We can click there and you can see it, so very easy CC lure. There's another hole over here by that Inferno Tower, so not sure what's going on there, but he's able to use that and get the CC lured. So he drops an Ice Golem over here with the King and the Queen, and he drops a Super Wall Breaker. He's going to get that Queen access to the Town Hall. So the King's going to finish up these defenses over here and then work down towards the south, and he actually gets quite a bit done over there. There's a poison down for the dragons. The Queen's going to work in, and she's going to be able to get the Town Hall taken down as well as the air defense and the enemy Queen. So you'll see here, there's the Queen on the Town Hall. She's going to hit her ability, get the Town Hall taken down, and now she's going to move over, take out the enemy Queen. He drops a freeze spell, so that's going to allow her to get the X-bow as well, and she's going to get a couple of shots on that cannon before she finally goes down. But that's just massive value for the Sui hero entry, and the King's still going over there. But in the meantime, from the northeast, here comes the Lalo. So a couple of Lava Hounds in, we got the groups of balloons moving through, and the Warden is in behind as well. The Slammer's going to come in from the top side, I believe. There it is. So it's on the northwest side. Balloons are moving through the middle of the base. Still has a couple of hastes left, or actually he's got one haste left and a rage. So they're going to move in towards the Eagle. He's going to freeze that Eagle and the Wizard Tower up. There's the haste spell for the balloons. Gets that pesky sweeper taken down so they can finish moving in, get that Eagle taken down. And he uses the Warden's ability down here. And the Eagle is finally going down to the Stone Slammer over there. Drops that Skeleton spell in there to help deal with some of those defenses. The Skeleton spell, I'm sure, was plan B for the Queen if his Queen didn't get her taken down. But he's able to use that over there. They're going to help distract some defenses so those balloons can get them all taken down. And that's the last of the defenses. Swags a rage spell, and this base is absolutely destroyed. So a great hit here, and another triple for WHF2. So here we have an interesting Queen Charge Lalo. We've got a ring base here, and usually you want to break off the ring and then Lalo around with the C shape that you've got left over. You'll see the Queen Charge starting down here at the south, sending the king in. That's going to help with the funnel, and the enemy queen's actually going to draw him in. It's funny here because the king can't decide if he wants to break in or not. He keeps switching between the wall and the barracks. Eventually he gets the super wall breaker in, and the king's going to go in, help get that queen taken out, and then he's going to rush through and get some of those buildings taken out. So here come the healers, dropping one to make sure they're not going to go over to the king, and then the next super wall breaker is going to come in to open up the multi-inferno compartment. So the rage spell is going to need to come down, I believe. There's the rage spell, and then the super wall breaker is going to come in. At this point, it looks like the queen is off to the races. She's headed up this way. So to make sure that that inferno tower goes down, Cherry drops the slammer, but the queen actually turns around and goes for that inferno compartment. So the queen's going to walk in, get that stuff taken down. The CC does come out. The slammer actually lures that. And the slammer's not going to get much value here. There's the poison spell for the dragons, rage spell to keep the queen alive, and then finds the tornado trap, and they do not get to the eagle. So he spends a haste spell as well, and that's not going to quite work out. So the slammer and the balloons inside the slammer got pretty much no value, except they triggered the tornado trap and they found a couple of SAMs. So the queen, she's going to continue on. She's actually going to bounce back out of there and then start working up that direction on the base. In the meantime, we do have the Lalo coming in with the warden, so the hound's coming in from the west side and the northwest, and then balloons following through. There's the haste spell that's going to help push them through, help keep them up with the lava hounds there. There's an air bomb. Freezes the Inferno Tower so that those balloons aren't taking too much damage, and then a Rage Spell that's going to push them and get that Inferno Tower taken out. He does have a couple of Wizard Towers on the edge. That one's about to go down, and now the Town Hall is activated, so a Freeze Spell and a Rage, sacrificing that little group of balloons because they were outside of the Warden's range. But he does get the Town Hall down, and that Inferno in the court is going to stay alive. A couple of balloons still working around the edge. The Queen's still going. She still has her ability as well, so still going strong with that. A couple more defenses, no spells left, but these balloons, they're going to be able to work through these last couple of defenses with the help of the Queen. That Expo there is the biggest thing, of course the single Inferno as well. So the last couple of balloons are standing now. The single Inferno is actually going to take them out, but we will speed up the cleanup. The Queen's still working around. He's got some minions, lava pups, and the Warden, of course, so it's going to be more than enough to get these last few things taken down for the triple. Okay, before we wrap things up here, we do have that Town Hall 13 Lalo from Martin. You can see he's coming in with a Sui Hero entry and an Electron. He does have the Blimp and that Clone Spell in the bag. He also has 3 Lava Hounds and 31 Balloons, so pretty large for the Lava Hound portion as well. He is going to get pretty good value here for the heroes. So the King started, he's going to work through some of these buildings across this side over here. And then he's got the Super Wall Breaker, and the Queen's going to go in over there as well. So the King's going to work through this cannon, move over to the mortar, and then we're going to see the Queen come down here shortly. She's going to be able to reach quite a bit with the Super Wall Breaker opening up that compartment. So the King does turn back. He's going to help tank for a little bit longer for the Queen there as she starts working on this compartment. So she's able to reach the Wizard Tower there. She's going to step in. She'll be able to reach that Inferno Tower. She's going to hit her ability, and then she's also going to be able to reach that Expo before she gets taken out. Now we have a group of balloons coming in. It's going to be followed up by the Blimp, of course. You can see the Town Hall's over here, so the Blimp can go in here towards where the Queen is at. He's going to get that Rage Spell down and the Clone Spell. Clones up all those balloons there. Poison Spell's down. It's going to help take down those dragons out of the CC. This group of balloons is not quite going to be able to take that Scatter Shot out. He did drop a Freeze Spell. That's to help make sure the Queen did not take out the Electro Dragon before it was able to take out the dragons and her. But he does get the Queen and the dragons taken down. Here comes the Lalo from the north side of the base, dropping in the Lava Hound, and then he's going to drop the balloons in groups, and they're all going to start working together here. So there's the next Lava Hound. There's a couple more groups of balloons coming in as well. It's going to start getting the haste spells in. He does have 3 haste spells and a rage. So there they go. There's some more balloons wrapping around the base clockwise, and they're going to start converging here in the middle of the base. So the freeze spell's down. That's going to help with the scatter shot there. He did trigger the tornado as well, and it actually wore off before the big group of balloons got there, so it worked out pretty much perfectly there. Did drop the Rage Spell, hit the Warden's ability. Unfortunately, the Warden's ability is going to wear off a bit early, so he loses a large group of balloons. He does still have a lot of balloons in the core, but they're low health now, and they're going to start getting taken out. He does, however, still have his Royal Champion, and she's working through the defenses down here. She does still have her ability as well, so she hits that, gets those defenses taken down, and she's lucky to be taking on those skeletons outside of this Expo range. So she's just barely outside of that range. It gets distracted on some minions, but she's going to work in there, get it taken out, and with that down, there are no more defenses. It's just a matter of cleanup. So it came down a little close at the end here, but it was still a great hit and still a triple from Martin for WHF2. So that's going to be a wrap for this video. I do love Lalo attacks, and I'm working on getting better at that at Town Hall 13 myself. Hopefully I can be doing some Lalo attacks in some videos here in the near future. They're a lot of fun to watch, and they're even more fun to execute when it goes well. Let me know what you guys think about these attacks down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to slap that thumbs up. And if you want to see more Clash content from me, be sure to click that subscribe button. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I will see you all next time.